Question number 9. Is non-duality the same as Advaita Vedanta? Um, if you see it in the technical words, Advait means non-dual. And non-dual in Sanskrit would translate as Advait, not two. Um, But in today's world, if you're on the internet, if you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on social media, you'll have many teachers and masters who are teaching non duality. And then there are others who are teaching Advaita Vedanta. And there is a difference between the way they teach. In my podcast, Silent Sages Speak, on my YouTube channel, I have interviewed and spoken with many non-dual masters from the West and a few from the East as well, and some who are on the path of Advaita, but most of the ones who I've spoken to on non-duality are from the West. Now, they have a different way of teaching non-duality. And I think it's known as Neo-Advaita now, or it's known as radical non-duality. This is it already. You are it already. Or there is no one. That's it. Stop searching. Stop. You are that already. Or there is no one here already. So this is radical in the sense that the seeker has been shut up. He cannot question. Any question that is put forth to such a master will be put down by that's just another thought. That's just another story. It's just another imagination that you're bringing up. It's just another experience that you've been through. So there's no logical reason there that's given. It's just that you've got to accept it, and it works. This system works, or this path works for many people who are already ripe for that kind of a teaching. It's like telling somebody that thou art, tattvamasi, and if he's ready, he'll understand. He just needs that confirmation. Oh, I am it. Oh, there is nobody, and they get it. So that path does work. Now, Advaita Vedanta, on the other hand, Vedanta is uh, the highest philosophical teachings of the Vedas. Vedant, the Ant. The Ant means the end. Ved is the Vedas. So it's the end of the Vedas, you can say that. Or you can also take it to be the highest philosophical teachings of the Vedas. That's Vedanta. Advait Vedanta means non dual Vedanta. This is an entire system that explains everything from creation, preservation to destruction. So it explains everything. It doesn't tell you to stop questioning, it encourages you to question. Question, question, question until you get clarity. It's got 3 steps: Mananam, Shravanam, Nididhyasnam. Shravanam, listen to the teachings again and again. Listen to them. Listen to them. And how do you know you have done that step? When you can repeat back what the teacher or the book or the guru or whoever you're listening, wherever you're getting that wisdom from, if you can just repeat back what has been said, that's step 1 done. Shravanam. Oh, so you say that everything is one. That's what you're saying, right? That's what Brahman is. It's everything and nothing and not both of them and yet all of them. That's what you're saying. So you've got to repeat back. If you can repeat back what has been said, you've done the first step, which is Shravanam. Now, you've got to go to the second step, Mananam. Man means thinking, the mind, man. Think, question, get clarity until you understand it. So now comes where you can, the second step where you can ask all the questions, and they encourage you to ask all the questions that you can. Because there is no question that you might have or I might have in my mind that has not already been asked by somebody over the past 1500, 2000, 3000 years. As far back as these Upanishads go, 5000, 6000 years back. So So yeah, I forgot about that. Three major texts of uh, Advaita Vedanta. These are the Upanishads. These are the highest philosophical teachings from the Vedas. From the Upanishads, extracted and summarized into 555 verses, is the Brahma Sutras. It's also called the Vedanta Sutras. So they are into little aphorisms which try to clarify the misunderstandings or the contradictions that might be there in the Upanishads. One Upanishad might say there are five elements, and the other one might say there are three elements. And so the Brahma Sutras or the Vedanta Sutras clarify all the Upanishads, all the contradictions. And then we have the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is also considered part of Vedanta. The reason I said 5,000 years ago was because the Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago. So Advaita Vedanta is a system that answers every question logically. That's the second step. Third step, Nididhyasana. Now you've understood it. You've understood. Now you've got to stay with that knowledge, assimilate that knowledge, Nididhyasana, meditate upon that teaching until it becomes a living reality for you. Three steps. While non-duality, radical non-duality, or neo-Advaita, it takes you back to the to the position of believing. So if I can't question you about anything, and you're just going to say this is it, then I have no option but to believe you. And that is not the path of knowledge. That is the path of belief. I have to believe that you're saying the truth, that everything is this already. Yeah. So I am left with no uh, logical explanation of why it is this. That's what Advaita Vedanta explains. And radical non duality, Neo Advaita, does not. So it brings in the element of faith. So if you have faith in the non dual master and he says, this is it, and you say, yes, master, and stay with that, it'll work. But if you're the kind of person who says, no, I want to understand, and the master says it cannot be understood, and you say, okay, I won't understand that, but I want to understand why it cannot be understood, because you said it can't be understood. So tell me why it cannot be understood. You'll find a lot of non-dual masters says it can't be known, it can't be experienced, it can't be understood intellectually like you understand other things. That is true in one way. But when somebody says it cannot be known, he knows why it cannot be known. So teach me why it cannot be known. Tell me why it cannot be understood. Because if I understand why it cannot be understood, then I have understood that which cannot be understood. If that makes sense to you, kudos to you. Leave me a comment if that made sense to you. Uh, if I know that it cannot be known, then I know that which cannot be known. So I'm not trying to know that which cannot be known. I'm trying to know why it cannot be known. Here's the difference between non duality and Advaita Vedanta.